Wow, what's up, everybody? Oh, I dropped my drink again. Had a lid on it this time, though, because I'm a 2-year-old. Oh, man. A lot happened last night, huh, in the world? A lot happened, especially with the Venezuela stuff. It's crazy. I just felt like I should come on the channel and, you know, talk about it. It's Saturday. What else are you going to do? First off, this is my first stream where this account is monetized. So, congratulations to me. I'm very happy about that. Super chats are active on YouTube, and memberships and all that are available in what? It's all the memberships are. Oh yeah, memberships are available on Kick. I'm monetized on Kick, guys. I did it. Thanks for everybody that was on Kick with me in that 5-hour sludge. It turned out to be a 10-hour sludge. It was insane. Because I'm an idiot. But we did it. We did it. So first off, thanks everybody. Cruise ships daily pass. Aloha. Aloha to you too. So like I was saying, there's a lot going on in the world, and I want to really talk about this because I keep hearing I think it's very easy to go, yeah, this was about the drug cartel. Venezuela was about the drug cartel. It wasn't. I don't think it was about the drug. Well, it was about the drug cartel, but not just. There's cartels in Venezuela and they're sending drugs here. The question is, why do those drug cartels exist in the first place? And I think it's pretty clear if you've been following along for, I don't know, New York Times did an article about this in 2006, but for the most part, like, look, the question is, well, the point is, the deep state does not have its head at Langley in DC. In DC, you have all the public facing figureheads who, quote, run the CIA, all the politicians, all the public faces. But really, I really believe this, and I think we'll go through some reporting that shows this. A majority of the tentacles that go out into the world from the deep state primarily, look, they exist in Venezuela. So, if you studied, 80s, 90s black hip hop, the hip hop movement, you study the CIA and drugs and cocaine and the relations to the inner cities and the projects and the ghettos, you start to realize that the whole underground drug, the war on drugs, really was a front for the war on the deep state, right? So the drug cartels are what funded the CIA, right? And then you can go back and I'll show you some reporting that we're going to get to from Emerald. Just incredible work, by the way. She's been doing it for the past year, probably longer than that. But she started posting on inauguration day, Trump's inauguration day, about the deep state and how they were involved, how Venezuela was funding Smartmatic and all these voting machines, right? So listen, we elected Trump. We elected him to get rid of the deep state. And this morning we wake up and Maduro is in handcuffs, looking a lot like Dr. Disrespect, I have to say. Have you ever seen Maduro and Dr. Disrespect in the same room at the same time? I haven't. I have not. So, cruise ships past daily says live streams are all over showing Venezuelans rejoicing. And Maduro being ousted. I think they know more about life there than the people in the USA do. I stand with Venezuelans who are opposed to our cartels. Yes, I think there's a lot of people really happy about it. But the question is, uh, I don't like personally. I don't like the idea of any government saying your leader is illegitimate. If they if they were to say, let's think, for example, of Cambodia decided that Trump was an illegitimate president, and they seized our capital, took power back. Other than they think that they were in the right, I don't think that's accurate. But what I do believe, actually, in this instance, that this is a just war for us to do, because once a government, a foreign government, is involved in meddling in your elections, there is a real problem there. So, sick world. We have to deal with tons of sickness. We do, we do. But the main thing is you can't really deal with it until you cut off the head of the deep state. And I'm gonna pull this up. Her name is Emerald Robinson. She's a reporter. I would love to interview her. Emerald, I don't know if you're watching the stream. Chances are, with your nearly 1 million followers, you are not. but but if you were, I would love for you to hop on the Discord, and I would love to interview you on this, because I find your reporting so well done, like legitimately so well done, uh, and I'm just very appreciative. So back in January 22nd, 2025, and look, we're not going to go through this whole thread, but I reference it here because it's so important. She says this will be a very long thread. She's absolutely right. This thing goes on. I think it goes at least 200 threads, and it actually, like, it's very hard to really find the balance of this. But the main thing that when you look at this thread you have to pay attention to is the fact. It's the fact about, you want to look into Smartmatic, you want to look into Dominion voting machines, and then this is, Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell held a press conference at RNC headquarters. This is in November 19th, 2020. Powell claimed Dominion brand machines were using Smartmatic software. She also claimed Smartmatic software was developed in Venezuela for dictator Hugo Chavez. Right? So you have all this evidence, and this is just tons of reporting. Like, this is like tons of reporting on this stuff from like even from before, when the news became heavily politicized and anti-Trump. Like, this is all stuff that goes into great detail. And so she was setting up. This is in January of 2025. If you go through this, and she tweets throughout the year. This thread grows. The one thing I think, like, it actually got so big that, like, the current stuff she did. But basically what she does is she goes through, look at Smartmatic's Venezuelan senior developer David Marino, who moved over to work in Sequoia in 2006 and then became director of election production and testing at Dominion. That's how Smartmatic Sequoia Dominion got into our elections in 307 counties in 16 states. So, in fact, Lindsay Salazar, ex-Special Ops Security for Communist dictator Hugo Chavez, has already provided an affidavit with the details of the Smartmatic Dominion connection in 2020. So you can read this. Inside. Can I zoom in on this some more? It's not gonna let me. I need like a way to zoom on screen so you guys can see this. But basically, Venezuela held data centers for these election machines. All the tech, everything for our elections were hosted in Venezuela. Like, this is crazy stuff. Look, Trump's going to get up there. He's going to get up there, and this is what he's going to say. He's going to say the Venezuelan stuff. We had to get rid of the drug cartels. Hey, cruise ship pass. Thank you for loving my channel. I love cruises. So that's awesome. Me and my wife actually took a honeymoon. Our honeymoon was all the way on a cruise from New York all the way to the Bahamas, Caribbean area. So love cruises. Thanks for joining. Be sure to subscribe. Appreciate it. So here, look, like, here it is. Like it's right here. Oh, wait, look. If you're watching the stream and I'm pointing off camera, it doesn't work. So I have to go right here. It's right here. See? See? Um, so, uh, but this goes into tremendous detail. Like Emerald Robinson's reporting on this stuff is insane. It is insane. Like it is insanely complex. And she does this throughout the year. Let's see what this is about. Why not?
A firm owned by Venezuela could be allowed to take over one of this country's top voting machine firms. Venezuela, of course, led by Hugo Chavez, working to change the views of most South American countries, moved to the left. Critics of the deal say our nation's very democracy is now for sale, without anyone doing a thing about it. Kitty Pilgrim reports.
The use of some 19,000 electronic voting machines in the city of Chicago and Cook County.
I'm getting a lot of static in my headphones. I don't know if that's me or just this video, but this is from 2006. Think about the timeline here. Like this is really important. Like, because this is after 9/11, right? So that was 2001, 2006. Who got elected? Was it Bush and was that the Bush Gore? No. Was Obama? Obama was 2008, so I think Bush was still serving. All right. I think that might be right. I don't remember that far back. 2006. Yeah, I think 2006 I voted for 2004. I'm pretty sure. That was Bush. I'll just say it's Bush. But 2000, so like this is like still like this is well before Trump. Like Trump's not even in the picture here.
The primary on March 21st of this year is now under intense scrutiny. The U.S. company that makes the machines, Sequoia, was bought in 2005 by Smartmatic, a private company primarily owned by Venezuelan businessmen. When Chicago had problems with the machines, a dozen Venezuelan employees were there to help with the election. Chicago officials are outraged.
I think that American elections ought to be run by American companies and ought to be run by American citizens, not Venezuelan nationals.
Smartmatic is technically based in Boca Raton, Florida, but the president of the company, Jack Blaine, testified to the Chicago City Council. Fewer than a dozen Smartmatic employees work in Florida. The majority of the workers are based in Venezuela. Watchdog groups question why U.S. voting machines would be under the control of citizens of another country, especially a country whose own election process is highly suspect.
We believe this is a national security issue. There is no way that companies belonging to non-U.S. corporations should have access to...
Look, I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but look at that. Like that. Look at this. This is from 2006. 2006, Lou Dobbs is reporting on Venezuela taking over our elections way back then. Like, that's crazy. Smartmatic is one of the things. So imagine this. Like where does the deep state live? Has anybody ever asked that? Like, it's easy to point to Langley and go, oh yeah, CIA headquarters, that's where it is. FBI headquarters, that's where it is. It's not. The deep state is far bigger. It's far bigger. And listen, somebody said, oh, we're bringing back QAnon. This is not QAnon theories. This is actual Nick Shirley level reporting happening right here. This is actual Nick Shirley level reporting from 2006 talking about how Venezuela has our voting machines. They're controlling the data for our voting machines. This was a bombing raid on data centers and getting rid of the deep state and the CIA. Like, this is what it was. This is not conspiracy. This was from 2006 on CNN. It was on CNN. It wasn't even on Fox News. Trump wasn't even in the picture. I don't even know if Trump was doing The Apprentice yet. Maybe he was. Maybe. But it was like he was celebrity Trump at that time. And Venezuela was already doing this. Right? So here's let me put it in the picture. Let me put it into an image for you. CIA got involved with the drug cartels in the 80s. They started shipping cocaine here to urban centers. The drug cartels funded the CIA and the deep state. And then when the CIA needed to overthrow world leaders, they did that by investing the drug cartel money from Venezuelan drug cartels into Smartmatics. This has been thoroughly reported on for decades. This is not crazy talk. So when we elected Trump and we said, Trump, get rid of the deep state, and we wake up one morning and Venezuela is on fire and the U.S. military has taken Maduro, and all the people in Venezuela are cheering in the streets in celebration and rejoicing that their communist dictator has been overthrown, I think we should give Trump credit. He actually did do what we asked him to do. He brought down fire on the deep state. It just wasn't located at Langley in D.C. This thread by Emerald Robinson, you can check this out, by the way, if you're on X, at Emerald Robinson. This is phenomenal reporting that spanned across the entire year, and it brings us all together. And I want to try to find, bear with me if I try to find, look at this. The CIA wouldn't still use U.S. aid to fund Smartmatic even after the DOJ itself had charged 15 of Venezuelans' top communist officials with running a narco-terrorism conspiracy in 2020. So, I mean, like, all this sort of stuff, it would take, I could read this for, this took me, going through all the sources and stuff on this stuff, took me a very long time. We're still in March of 2025, by the way. So she reported on this several times. And then when you get here, this is important if you're going to go and research this yourself. When you get to 101, if you click on this, it still continues. It still continues. And so we're just in April, and this goes, all this reporting goes all the way. So X is now limiting traffic on this thread, which is odd. Okay. So we're in May. I want to get to the one. I don't know how else to find it. It just ends here. No, it can't end here. It can't end there. It doesn't end there. I don't know where this thread continues. I don't know how to. You know what? Let me ask Grok. I'm going to find this because this continues, and it gets to the point about Elon Musk and what caused Elon Musk to join the presidential campaign. And that's the most important part of this. I think that's insanely important. So let me see. Benson's X, does Emerald refer in a thread to Elon meeting with Trump's soon-to-be chief of staff on election night in 2020? Of staff during the election of 2024. Oh, come on, Grok, don't let me down. The official line is that it is drug terrorism, and it is drug terrorism. Electric Pineapple, it is drug terrorism. But the question is, who started the drug terrorism in Venezuela, And what is the drug terrorism money being used for? And so what this is, it's being used for funding the deep state and pushing Smartmatic election voting machines. So Susie Wiles, okay, let's see. Here it is. Okay, this was December 5th. I'm going to read this entire thing for you. Thank you, Grok. It was perfectly found. See if I can max it. Okay, so a few weeks before the 2024 election, Senator Mullen and former Senator David Perdue finally arranged a meeting between Trump advisor Susie Wiles and the one man who could explain exactly how America's election systems are rigged. The meeting took place at Mar-a-Lago. This needs to be reposted, by the way. People need to know this, and I need to bookmark this so I never lose it again. So the meeting took place at Mar-a-Lago. Susie Wiles had publicly said the election fraud was not real and that people who thought so were crazy. This is Trump's chief of staff. After the briefing, she didn't know what to think. She asked for a piece of cake. She ate it slowly. Then she made the decision. Trump's team should be briefed too. In the end, the man stayed at Mar-a-Lago for 3 days to brief everyone. There was only one man who Wiles trusted to confirm it all, Elon Musk. A call was made. The man found himself in a room with Musk. Musk declined to sit through a full briefing. Just give me your data. So Elon Musk read the AI summary of the technical data, and then he picked up a phone and made a call. We have a problem. It's true. Then Musk got on a plane to host a Trump rally in Pennsylvania. It was October 17th, 2024. Musk got on stage and attacked Dominion. Elon Musk said at the rally, there's always the question of Dominion voting machines. It's weird they're used in Philadelphia and Maricopa County, but not in a lot of other places. Doesn't that seem like heck of a coincidence? Musk was warning us. The system was rigged. How could the steal be stopped a few weeks before the election? The man who briefed Musk had a team, Patrick Byrne and Gary Bernstein. The team had recruited a dozen people who knew how the rigged system was built in Venezuela. They had worked for these people, they worked for Smartmatic and Maduro. The group of whistleblowers were hiding in a hotel in Gstaad, Switzerland before the 2024 election. That's when General Flynn flew to see them. Flynn asked, how long was the election fraud been going on? They said Venezuela now rigs it in 72 countries for the last 20 years. Look, this wasn't this was not just the Venezuelans saying, hey, here's a cool business. This is a lot deeper of a state issue. This is what's going on. So this was in October of last year. The whistleblowers from Venezuela had video meetings with Musk's team and Trump's team to explain technical details of the election fraud. The most important detail, the Dominion IP addresses had been located. Listen to this. This is incredible. All cost $15 in Bitcoin from an anonymous Japanese account. The relevant data and IP addresses were now verified. That's when Senator Mullen came to the rescue again. A cybersecurity team got the data 3 days. Listen to this. 3 days before the 2024 election, Dominion's office in Serbia was hit. The computers were useless. On election day, nobody knew if cybersecurity team had been successful knocking out the Serbian computers. Everybody at Mar-a-Lago had to wait for the results without certainty. The man who had briefed Musk flew to Oslo that day. His team would flee the USA if they failed. Imagine the moment on election day. Trump had no idea if he would win. So Patrick Byrne watched the results from Qatar. Gary Bernstein watched from Switzerland. All of them would be hunted down if the 2024 election fraud was successful, and the USA would be finished. Trump was upset with his own staff after Elon Musk verified the fraud was real. Trump had been gaslit for 4 years by his team to drop the topic. In fact, his staff hired a Cuban intelligence asset in 2020 to investigate the fraud, to lie to Trump that our elections were fair. That's the thing about Trump. He always hired the wrong people. I think he still does this today, by the way. I think he's if you watch the Apprentice, you kind of get a peek into how he works, and he very much values loyalty every single time. He completely values loyalty, and I think if you appear to be loyal to Trump, he really believes that you are, and that is Trump's biggest weakness. But a lot of people have said that, by the way. I'm not just saying that. There's a lot of people who've been in the Trump administration the first time around said that's his biggest character flaw. People like Boris Efstin, senior advisor, and Chris LaCivita, had blocked the truth at every turn. Let's call the team that saved the 2024 election the Three Musketeers. That's the man who briefed Musk, Gary Bernstein, and Patrick Byrne. I've now interviewed them many times, along with Smartmatic whistleblowers from Venezuela. I've confirmed key facts with ODNI. Here's where the story gets really wild. The Three Musketeers were also the ones who warned Trump about election fraud after the 2020 election. Where do you think Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani got their information about Smartmatic, and Judge Jeanine got them connected? So Trump had good intel about the fraud 2 days after 2020 election, but then Trump called in Jared Kushner to, quote, gather a legal team to handle it all. Kushner's team was briefed next, but they dismissed the intel and did nothing. You notice we don't see a lot about Ivanka Trump anymore. Have you noticed that? So, Rudy and Sidney were hung out to dry with no help. Let's return to 2024. Trump has won. It's Christmas. The whistleblowers from Venezuela are moved to Gstad to Bahamas on tourist visas to protect them. They're being hunted by the cartel. What cartel? Venezuelan cartel. They need to get into USA to testify to bring down the rigged voting machines. It's February 2025. Time's now up. With their visas expired, the whistleblowers would be sent back to Venezuela and killed. So Patrick Byrne got a catamaran out of Florida and sailed in the worst storm possible to the Bahamas in order to smuggle them all into the USA. Why is this happening? After all, Trump's now back in office. The most important whistleblowers in American history are stranded because Team Trump does not have its act together. Again, finally, Tom Homan saves the day and sends 2 guys from D.C. to bring them all into the USA. It's April. Trump authorizes task force on election fraud. DOJ, CIA, DHS, DNI guys meet with the whistleblowers. Then the agencies start a fight over who has control of investigation. None of these guys return for interviews or casework. They disappear. Team Trump fails again. This is not a pro-Trump thread. This is criticizing what Emerald Robinson is doing right now, is criticizing the Trump administration for not handling this properly. So, what's going on exactly? Our intel agencies are compromised, are so compromised that none of them really want to investigate election fraud because they're involved in rigging the elections too. And Trump didn't bother to fire all these people. Again, still not. This is not a pro-Trump just everything Trump does is great thread. In June, 2 whistleblowers so upset with handling the investigation, they leave the USA in secret. It's all about to fall apart. Tulsi has to bring new guys from 3-letter agencies to start all over. Those guys are shocked beyond belief after the interviews. It's July. The investigation report is done. Tulsi prepares to bring the full report on 2020 and 2024 to Trump. Trump's own White House advisors tell Tulsi to not include the 2020 evidence. So she gives Trump a partial report. Trump is now angry with Tulsi. So Trump gets tired of waiting for these reports. He wants to know if Venezuela really runs America's election. Who does he finally call to brief him? Well, the 3 musketeers, of course, not the CIA or DNI. That's when Trump decides it's time to overthrow Maduro. This is in December 5th. How did the 3, she was predicting this, what was going to happen on December 5th. And she's been reporting on this for years. So how did the 3 musketeers do all this? Well, Patrick Byrne spent $80 million to protect America. Houses, cars, Bitcoin, all gone now. Gary Bernstein mortgaged his house. They're all broke now. No one has been paid back by Trump or Trump admin at all. Not 1 cent. This guy says, in the end, the man stayed at Mar-a-Lago for 3 days to brief everyone. There was only one man who Wallace trusted to confirm it all, Elon Musk. A call was made. The man found himself in a room with Musk. Musk declined to sit through a full briefing. Just give me your data. I think it makes sense. Just give the data. I'm not condemning Elon for that. Oh no, I think he's just requoting what we already said. Okay. Who is that guy? I always wonder about these Anon accounts with American flags. Like, I always think that maybe they're the good guys countering the deep state. They're the good feds. You never know. Like, who is that? I don't know. But but okay. So listen. This is like Emerald. Thank you for reporting on this. Thank you so much. Like this is, and the reason I usually don't like to just read long tweet threads, but I wanted to read this one because I don't think people really understand what's happening in Venezuela right now with this. Like, remember, the CNN was reporting on Venezuela's voting machines in 2006. We just watched that video. If you guys are just joining us in stream, first off, thank you guys for joining us in stream. We are live right now. Please feel free to join the chat. Participate. I believe I have a new chat set up. So if I'm missing a super chat, just let me know. I'll read the super chat. I don't know if it's in super chats in the, or even, are you guys able to? Let's find that out first. If I even monetized it. Hold on one second. That's probably more important. It's like, because it starts to stream unmonetized for me sometimes. I don't understand why. I am monetized on Kick, by the way. If you're watching on Kick, welcome to Kick. I like Kick. Kick's a great platform. Give me 1 minute while I make sure my stream is operational for you guys. I want to give you guys a shout out you guys deserve if you guys want to make shout outs. But listen, follow Emerald Robinson on X. She is doing the Lord's work. Her investigations are insanely reliable. It's just really great stuff. Of course it's not monetized. All right, maybe it's monetized now, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know if I can monetization on mode. No, manual's fine on that. I don't need you guys to do pre-roll ads on this. Okay. Maybe that helps. Hopefully that helps. I'm going to assume it does. Is there a way to wait? No, that just said it. Yeah, that is monetization is on. Is there a way to view in live control room? Maybe that'll help. Yeah, there we go. That's helpful. Okay. All right. We got YouTube fixed, I think. I can send. Yeah, I can send. It lets me send super chats. So there we go. All right. So, but yeah, no. Thanks everybody for watching. Emerald is this work that she's done is absolutely insanely credible. I think the work she's done is phenomenal. And you guys need to pay attention to her and follow her on X and tell her I'm King Ginger sent you. Cause I want to interview her. Like that, like dream interview. Can I interview Emerald Robinson, and talk about Venezuela, the drug cartels, and the voting machines, and what just happened with Maduro? I want that interview. Please, can this little YouTuber and live streamer who nobody hardly watches have 1 million followers on X account come and do an interview? Can that happen? I doubt it. Actually, what I do want to do, what I do want to do is I want to pull up her recent tweets today, because obviously she's been just knocking it out of the park like crazy. So let's see. So 2 hours ago, the Trump admin was more than happy to allow Congress to think Venezuela was about drugs. Electric Pineapple, this is for you with your question. You said, is the official line that it's drug terrorism? The Trump admin was more than happy to allow Congress to think Venezuela was, quote, about drugs to avoid seeking any authorization for war. As Trump said, Congress has a tendency to leak. Remember, most of Congress was installed by voting systems rigged for the last 20 years. Right there it is. So that is key. That's key. So what else did she say? She says, 14 months ago, I promised to find out how Trump won the 2024 election in spite of rigged voting machines. The arrest of Maduro today confirms my original reporting. I was the only journalist in the world with access to the team that saved the 2024 election. Today is sweet. Well-deserved Emerald Robinson. I am talking about this now on my stream. Great work. Great work. Let's do it. Let's just do the ask. Would love an interview. Let's go. Let's go. Let's just ask. You got to ask for the sale, right? That's what they tell you. That's what they tell you. Ask for the sale. So, U.S. forces destroyed the grave of communist scum Hugo Chavez, who started Smartmatic and rigged our elections with assistance from China and Obama's CIA. Outstanding. It's fantastic. Oh, there's a proposed note. Well, the photo is real. This is not the mausoleum of who. Aw, that's sad. Oh well. Lots of Democrats and some Republicans in Congress will be upset about Maduro's arrest and claim that Trump did something illegal. Remember, these people are all on the payroll of drug cartels, or China, or Soros, or the big banks laundering drug money, or all four. Yeesh. So, yeah, look, look, this is demonstrably true. This is, I like, the Bible says in order to bring a charge, you have to bring forth 2 or 3 witnesses. And her sources in that 180, 200 count thread, like, it's not linking to Green Tech's 4chan stuff. It's not linking to QAnon stuff. Like, it is insanely credible. And I actually believe, by the way, she referenced Elon in there. I believe the reason I found out about that is because Elon retweeted it. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure Elon confirmed some of it through a retweet or something. That's how I found it. So, listen. Santa's back here. Santa's seen it. Like, he just heard the whole report. Like Santa should be on vacation right now. Here he is chilling because he knows how important this is. Right? So, so you're gonna hear a lot. You're gonna hear a lot of people talk about, oh, we can't just go and take over a country because they're importing drugs in our country. And I believe, and I'm a big just war theory guy. I'm really opposed to foreign intervention and all the wars that we have with all kinds of country. I'm against the industrial war complex. Like, I hate it. I think it's awful. But I think some wars are justified. And I believe if Emerald's reporting is true, I believe it is. If Emerald's reporting is true, there has not been a war more justified than what happened in Venezuela last night in a long, long time. 9/11, Vietnam, whatever you want to say, whatever war you want to call out, Middle East. I don't think there's been a more justified war. I just don't think there is. I keep I keep refreshing my Twitter thread to see if everyone's like, yeah, I'll hop on the Discord right now. I'm an idiot. so, uh, so on X, cultural warfare. Let's see what he replied to me. He says, does Venezuela contain much of the issue? Sure, but I don't think communism is to just one country. There are comrades and globalist powers. They are, and no, I don't think it's coincidental if they're collaborating together with dim politicos. They have utopia vision to change the world, and it's pretty obvious at this point. Yeah, it is. But you have to cut off the head of the snake. You have to figure out where a majority of the evil corruption is rooted, and the the strategic point, like what's a strategic battle that is going to allow us to have the best chance of a future in this country. And I think getting rid of the deep state funding mechanisms in Venezuela that is being used to uproot dictators. Look, you can say I don't like foreign countries meddling in the affairs of other countries. That is great. So you need to be against Venezuela then, because they've been doing it for 20 years in 70 countries, right? Or 70 elections. No, I think it's like actual countries. Probably a lot more than that, you know. And so that's what's happening here. Like this is easy to put together. This is not the bombing the cartel ships, the boats, bombing the boats was sending a message to Maduro that we are coming for you. It wasn't about the drugs. It's not about smuggling. We're not bombing people. We don't care about people. Look, the government does not care about people smuggling drugs into this country. They don't. Like, the war on drugs is so lucrative. It creates so much money in subsidies and fraud and daycare centers. Like nobody wants to get rid of that. And so when they're bombing the boats, and you see those ships of the drone strikes on these tiny little John boats, it was sending a message to Maduro that we're coming for you. We know you've rigged the elections. We know that the deep state is located foundationally in your country, and we are coming after you. You guys, the work that you guys did caused Biden to get elected against the will of the American people. Listen, I remember hearing a quote. I think it was Mark Levin. I'm not the biggest fan of Mark Levin. I'm not. But this was like back when Obama got elected, I think. And I think it was either Levin or Hannity. It could have been Hannity. Might have been Hannity. Somebody called into the show the day after Obama got elected. I wish I could find this clip because it's really relevant for today. But somebody called into the show and they said, we'll say it's Hannity. And they said, Sean, at what point does a nation rise up and fight like it's 1776? And Sean Hannity said, well, you rise up and you fight like it's 1776 when your votes no longer matter, when you can no longer freely vote to put someone in power. And I think that was true. I think that was true back in 2012 when Obama got elected. I don't know if Hannity knew it was true. I mean, I'm not the biggest. I don't think Hannity's the most trustworthy of individuals, but I could make a case he probably back in 2012 wasn't aware that this was going on. But you know, when you say it's just war for the people to rise up when they're no longer have a democratic government, they're not voting for their leaders, and that's the foundation of this country. I think that time is now, and I think Trump saw that, and thank God he did that. Thank God Venezuela was captured today and rescued and freed. Let's play some videos of some people cheering about Maduro being free, right? Let's see what's going on.
Miraflores, no se tarde en llegar, cobarde.
And now, if you don't know, now you
know. By the way, this clip, this right here, this guy looks Maduro looks exactly like Dr. Disrespect. If you know, you know. Right? Like, if you know, you know. This guy is exactly like Dr. Disrespect. No, I'll show you. No, really. No, he does. You guys don't believe me. Look at it. Look at this. Is this the best image, or there were several images going around? All right. Look at this image of Dr. Disrespect right here with the headphones on. And then look at this. Look at that. It's spot on. Have you guys ever seen them in the same room? I've never seen them in the same room. Never happened. By the way, the White House social media team is the greatest social media team on the planet. Let's see. What is that? Long overdue prosperity is coming to coming for the people of Venezuela. Oh, I wonder. Oh, I muted, by the way. I don't. Some tweets are muted for me because I muted this red emoji light. By the way, that is that red emoji light. Muting that will clean up your X timeline from clickbait so wonderfully. But it also makes it hard to read important news too. But I rather not see the important news than just be fed nonsense time after time. So just in Venezuelans are literally crying tears of joy because President Trump captured Maduro.
Le queremos agradecer a Dios por su milagro. A los que no dejan de creer que Dios es grande. Gael por fin va a conocer Maracaibo después de tantos.
I wish it was captioned. What else is going on?
This is a president of action. Like, I don't understand yet how they haven't figured this out. And now, if you don't know, now you know. Because this is the way it's going to play out. And I think people need to understand that this is not a president that just talks and does letters and press conferences. And, you know, if he says he's serious about something, he means it. And this is something that was a direct threat to the national interest of the United States. And the president addressed it. This is
yeah, direct threat to the national interest of the United States. I wonder what that is, because it's not just drugs.
Tenga la seguridad el pueblo del Salvador que ningún mequetrefe, ningún
upstart, del imperialismo como el imperialism, like his Pukelele character, will separate the peoples of El Salvador and Venezuela. We will remain united. Mess with us, you will wither away. There we go. Whoops. Whoops. Haha. There it is. Look at that. Look at that. Look at Dr. Disrespect. Have you seen these two in the same room? Look at the jawline. Look at the jawline. There's this little flab right here under his neck. Right here. That's crazy. That's crazy. Look, honestly, if I was like a legit conspiracy theorist, I would say they never captured Maduro. They just hired Dr. Disrespect to play him for the photo. Look at that. I like Dr. Disrespect's response on here too. Just stop. You have some explaining to do. It's incredible. Electric Pineapple, you said, is he on VR? Oh, you're talking about Maduro? I think they're just blindfolding him and putting soundproof on him so he doesn't know where they're going. So he is going to one of the black sites that he helped fund. I promise you. I promise you. Oh, wow. This is Operation Absolute Resolve. Look at that. That's so epic. Okay, I don't want to go to the next post. Go away. I want to look at the picture. Look at that. It's crazy. Oh man. This was at Mar-a-Lago too. Wow. It's pretty momentous. Oh, here we go. Let's see what Dr. Bernie Sanders said. I said doctor. Let's see what Bernie Sanders says. I know he's upset that a socialist state has been destroyed. Donald Trump has once again shown his contempt for the Constitution and the rule of law. The President of the United States does not have the right to unilaterally take this country to war, even against a corrupt and brutal dictator like Maduro. The United States does not have the right, as Trump stated this morning, to, quote, run Venezuela. Congress must immediately pass a war powers resolution to end this illegal military operation and reassert its constitutional responsibilities. Trump's attack on Venezuela will make the United States and the world less safe. The brazen violation of international law gives the green light to any nation on earth that may wish to attack another country to seize resources or change their governments. It's a horrific logical force that Putin used to justify his brutal attack on Ukraine. Trump and the administration have often said they want to revive the Monroe Doctrine, claiming the United States has a right to dominate the affairs of the hemisphere. They have spoken openly about controlling Venezuela's oil reserves, largest in the world. This is rank imperialism. It recalls the darkest chapters of U.S. interventions in Latin America, which blah, 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 blah. It's, dude, I bet you without Smartmatic, people like Bernie Sanders never get elected. I really believe that. Firmly. Without, this is a threat to everyone who's been falsely elected, whether they know it or not. They might think that they were fairly elected, but for the past 20 years, it's not been the case. Even Macron, the Venezuelan people are today rid of the dictatorship of Nicolas Maduro and can only rejoice at this. By seizing power and trampling on fundamental freedoms, Nicolas Maduro has dealt a grave blow to the dignity of his own people. The transition must be peaceful, democratic, and respectful of the will of the Venezuelan people. We hope that President Edmundo Gonzalez Urita, elected in 2024, will be able to ensure the transition as quickly as possible. I'm currently meeting with our regional partners. You know, it's amazing. It's amazing how many people admit openly that the election in Venezuela was fraudulent. Think about this. The election in Venezuela is fraudulent. The election, Maduro was not fairly elected. And yet, the country that runs the voting machines in 70 countries around the world for the past 20 years, we somehow just trust their voting machines? So they do it in their own country. Why would we touch any of their voting machines ever? Like, why would we do this? Do you guys not understand this? Smartmatic is a Venezuelan operation. How much of that is the CIA in Venezuela or the deep state in Venezuela funding that organization? I don't know. I don't know the specifics. But I do know that here you have the president of France admitting to election fraud in Venezuela. And Venezuela is the country of origin for the people that run all of our voting machines. This does not take a high IQ to put the pieces of the puzzle together here. This does not. It doesn't take a high IQ. This is the lowest IQ take. Like the literally low IQ common poll here is that Venezuela should not be running the election machines and the data for the rest of the world. It's just like it's not QAnon, it's not conspiracy theory, it's not Ian Carroll, Candace Owens connecting the dots sort of. It's not. This stuff has been reported on for decades. Since 2006 on CNN, Lou Dobbs is talking about Venezuela and their ability to manipulate elections with their with their electronics. So, I don't know. Like, this isn't... I don't feel like I'm making some weird leap into nonsense land by just reading you the reporting that's been happening since 2006. It's amazing all the socialists are mad about the socialist country being overthrown, huh? It's not about drugs. If it was, Trump would have pardoned one of the largest narco traffickers in the world last month. I agree. It's not about drugs. It's about oil and regime change. It's about regime change, for sure. And they need a trial now to pretend that it isn't, especially to distract from Epstein and skyrocketing healthcare costs. Somebody told me today. They said, I don't care about Venezuela until Trump does something about Epstein. And I was like, well, I honestly believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that the CIA funded Epstein. And if the CIA's funding is from Venezuelan drug cartels, then the best way to get rid of all of the sex trafficking rings in the world is by Venezuela. Listen, all deep state, all roads to the deep state lead back to Venezuela. You get rid of Maduro. You put in a person in office that the people want. Like, this is not. Remember, this isn't the same thing as like we're just going to topple this government and figure it out, and then all the people don't really want democracy. You know, like the people don't want democracy. So because the people don't want democracy, we're just going to install democracy on top of them. These people wanted democracy. They put in somebody and they voted for somebody overwhelmingly that was pro-democracy. And then we just said, hey, that's how it should work. And we gave the people what they really wanted, which was the president that they're going to have. Look at this, Pedro Sanchez. Who's he? The president of Spain, maybe? Secretary? I can't. I'm not going to translate it. But Spain did not recognize the Maduro regime, but neither will it recognize the... blah, 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 blah. Of course. Massive demonstration in France against the military coup by the far-right criminal Donald Trump in Venezuela. They are burning the United States flag. Of course, it's all masked socialist people. Of course. Don't play games with President Trump. I love this tweet from Joe Biden, by the way. You guys see this one? Trump talks tough on Venezuela, but admires thugs and dictators like Nicolas Maduro. As president, I will stand with the Venezuelan people and for democracy. Of course you will, Joe! They're the ones that made you president! Of course you will! What's the date on that one? Nice. Okay. Bookmark that tweet. Let's see this.
Bombing Venezuela. You guys didn't stop them. when they were bombing boats in the ocean. You didn't stop them when they fucking took a tanker
Venezuelans in the
to
street.
Venezuela.
Venezuelans in the street celebrating their freedom while feminist liberals complain. It's crazy. What's up, CC Groves? On kick. Yeah, I got somebody in my kick. There's someone there. What's up, C Groves? So this is here we go. See, notice the worst dictators throughout all the country, throughout all the world. The worst dictators are the ones most upset by this, right? I can't wait till AI gets to a point where it just auto translates foreign language videos. But what can I say here? If this can be done to so I guess this is what President Zelensky said. What can I say? If this can be done to dictators like that, then the United States of America know what they should do next. What is that? What does that mean? What can I say? If this can be done to dictators like that, then the United States of America know what they is he saying that they're going to come after Zelensky or Putin? Is that what he's trying to reference? I don't know. Not enough context. By posting this, Trump is violating Article 13 of the Geneva Convention. It prohibits the use of media humiliation against prisoners of war. If Trump claims he isn't a prisoner of war and instead a criminal under U.S. jurisdiction, then he violated multiple other domestic legal rights. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. The people need the people of Venezuela need to know that their dictator has been captured. Like that, you have to report that. It's ridiculous. You think he's just a prisoner of war? That's ridiculous. Get out of here. Oh, is this happening in Venezuela? It looks like Saddam Hussein. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. Don't you love to see it? I love to see it. Hey, CC Groves, can you chat for me real quick? I want to make sure my chat is working on the that I have it up. I just need a test chat if you could. Thanks, dude. Yeah, there it goes. It's there in the corner. It comes up in the corner of the screen. You guys see it? Your chat's come up on the screen now. Nice. That's what I wanted to do. So. Boop, boop. Let's listen to the... Oh, I don't want to listen to a 7-minute video from the general. Here we go.
Late last night and early today, at my direction, the United States Armed Forces.
Eric Peterson says it's better than historical U.S. statues. Dude, it is, right? Like, yeah, let's just tear down and repurpose the good guys that were heroes during the Civil War. Just you're absolutely right, man. I'd much rather see communist statues fall than the guys who tried to say back in the 1800s that our government was too big. Complete big difference there.
Late last night and early today, at my direction, the United States Armed Forces conducted an extraordinary military operation in the capital of Venezuela. Overwhelming American military power, air, land, and sea, was used to launch.
Maybe they'll put up some unknown civil rights do nothing statue. I think they're going to put up a statue of Trump, honestly, in its place.
A spectacular assault, and it was an assault like people have not seen since World War II. It was a force against a heavily fortified military fortress in the heart of Caracas to bring outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro to justice. This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might and competence in American history. Late last night.
You could tell, man. He is beat, huh? He is beat. Like, isn't that expected though? Like, he. Let's see. I was up probably till midnight following everything that was going on. He was probably hours and hours before that, and then after the city's attacked and everything happens and Maduro is captured, you still have to stay awake and alert for what happens next. What's gonna happen? Is there going to be retaliation? Do we have to look out for Venezuelan gangs in the United States? Like, he probably hasn't slept in a long time. I love how people say, look how old he is. He's so old and tired. He can barely get his words out. And it's like, dude, I don't know many people Trump's age that would be standing right now after that. CC Groves, I was up till 12 because my boys had their friends staying over. Well, I hope that was fun, dude. Let's see what this guy's like. This guy.
Justice all on full display in the middle of the night. Nicolas Maduro had his chance, just like Iran had their chance, until they didn't and until he didn't.
The volume's really low.
Around, and he found out.
I got a sound effect for that one? Do I have a sound effect for that? Nope. I need to get a sound effect for a mic drop. He effed around and he found out. That's awesome. A former McDonald's worker just liberated Venezuela. That's fantastic. I know a lot of people are joining that probably weren't here, so I'm going to give a brief recap as to what was happening. So I reported on Emerald Robinson's reporting that she's done over the past several years about election fraud. And she's been able to tie a bunch of reports from as far back, I think we saw as 2006 on CNN when they were talking about Venezuelan election machines. And so basically, the deep state, CIA, was using drug cartel money to invest in overthrowing governments through a company like Smartmatic. And so Smartmatic has been used for, quote, election integrity in 70 countries over the past 20 years. So since 2006. And so the overthrowing of Venezuela was not just, look at these drugs. We got to get rid of we got to stop the drugs. It wasn't about that. It was about, we have got to stop the funding source of the deep state. The head of the deep state snake is in Venezuela. We shut down Venezuela. We conquer Venezuela. We get rid of all the problems. All the problems. Epstein, right? Sex trafficking, drugs, all the things that the deep state is using to fund the overthrowing of governments all around the world. It's all sourced and funded through Venezuela, from the election machines to everything. This is a very simple, low IQ, common pull. Like, it doesn't take an expert to put these pieces together. This isn't an Ian Carroll weird conspiracy theory. This isn't even at like Alex Jones level connecting the dots. This is super low IQ basic stuff. So CC Grove says, I have friends from church I went to back in grad school who came to America to flee from Chavez. I bet they are happy for their country today. Dude, I bet they are, man. I bet they are. Obama killed Osama bin Laden with no congressional approval. Obama invaded Libya. The opposition kills Gaddafi. No approval. Biden killed the Al-Qaeda leader in 2022. No congressional approval. Trump swoops in and brings the man alive back to the U.S. Democrats go crazy. As an independent who sits in the middle, Democrats need to stop being hypocritical. It's not a good look. It's not a good look, Democrats.
Venga por mí.
Come for me. I'm waiting for you here at Miraflores. Don't take too long to arrive, cowards.
Three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine.
Yeah. Oh man, the testosterone levels are peaking. That's incredible. It's incredible. The people of Venezuela are thanking President Trump. The people of Venezuela are thanking the United States. The people of Venezuela are celebrating in the streets.
Historically, this is history in the making.
It really is.
My chest, it feels like it's going to explode
so
with
many
joy.
Coming
Because
together, there are a lot of emotions.
Before I was even born,
They're not just
there have been struggles.
because of what just
My
happened.
family has been
This
fighting
comes from
for so many
generations
years.
upon generations of
Before I was even here, they have told me.
I mean, look, think about this. Think about how bad the deep state has made the United States. But then think if you're living in the country in which the deep state has full control. Right? Like, that must be a garbage dump of a country to live in. It must be absolutely miserable. I can imagine why Venezuelans are actually really happy right now. It's insane. Thomas Massey.
Gentleman from Kentucky is recognized for 3 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, James Madison warned us that in no part of the Constitution is more wisdom to be found than in the clause which confides the question.
All right, listen, I'm a big fan of Thomas Massey, and I think there's a lot of truth that an act of war needs to have a congressional vote, and I think we need to get back to that. But I saw a post earlier today. Hey, Jesus is King became our member! Hey, we got a member on YouTube! What's up? Thank you, Jesus is King. Man, that's awesome! I think that's the first member I've had since I began live streaming last week. So, Jesus is King 51, the first paid member! That's amazing! Oh my gosh, it's happening! I'm getting money for playing on the internet! It's incredible! What a feeling! We overthrew the commies! And we're receiving the blessings of capitalism all at the same day! On the same day! That's awesome! Thank you, Jesus is King 51. Really appreciate it. I need like a confetti animation. maybe I could do this. Hold on. I think I could do. We can celebrate some way. We'll celebrate. We got to celebrate this. Hold on. Here we go. Ready? I think this will do it. Yeah! Here we go! Celebrate the member! Celebrate the first member! We got paid! Yeah! That's awesome! Yeah! Awesome! Thanks, man. Thanks, Jesus is King. That's amazing. I'm gonna keep that music loop there, because that was fun. Every Andrew Wilson's gonna be feeling the heat now. I don't know who. I should know who Andrew Wilson is. Wesley, huh? Hold on. Let me Google it. I'm gonna look like an idiot. I bet you I know who he is. He's an American actor and director. He's the older brother. Is there another Andrew Wilson? Kyle Brock says, congrats! Yeah, man, that's exciting. Oh, The Crucible. Let's see, he was the actor in The Crucible. Oh, yeah. Dude, I haven't seen that movie since high school. X didn't have a donate button. I know. That's because my account's not monetized on X. I have to get like 5 million reach in 3 months to get monetized on X. It's taking forever. But I'm up to 2 million in 1 month. So I'm hoping within the next few months I can get a few other bangers, and I can get my X account monetized. But X does a really terrible job with live streaming. They just don't get it yet. But I believe that's coming. I follow Nikita Beer, who's their head of product, like every day. I have alerts for his tweets, so I know like what X is working on. So, but man, that's awesome. Well, thank you, Jesus is King. I really do appreciate that. So, I am monetized on Kick now too. So I'm monetized on YouTube and I'm monetized on Kick. So I put in the work to be monetized on Kick. I'll tell you that. That was not easy. Can I make the chat window bigger? I think it deserves to be. Let's make it that big. What happens if we make it that big? Let's try that out. Excuse me. He's the guy from the podcast. Okay. I only know him from The Crucible. Andrew Wilson podcast? What podcast? The Other Side of the Rainbow with Andrew Wilson? Is that it? The Whatever Is it? Oh, the Whatever podcast. Is that it? That sounds familiar. Oh yeah. Wait, no. Is Whatever's like? Is that like Fresh and Fit? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay, got it. Took me way too long to get the joke. It took me way too long to get the joke, but I got the joke. I got it, okay? Wait, is the Crucible his channel or the Whatever podcast his channel? Now I'm confused. Guys, you're confusing me. I was, yeah, that one. Okay. Maybe I'm not as like culturally in the know as I should be. It's smut. Yeah. That's why I don't know what it is. Yes, Kyle says the CDC monetized him inadvertently. Yes, Kyle. So, wow, that was awesome. I think I have some stuff in my bookmarks that I wanted to show on stream. We'll take a break from the Venezuela thing. We'll come back to it because I had some things that, well, I don't have it. I need to bookmark a lot better. It was on TikTok. There was a video I wanted to show. Oh, you know what? I posted it on my own Twitter timeline. I want to show you guys this video. This is amazing. You guys know the Runway song from Kanye West? All right. This is like such a phenomenal this is such a phenomenal presentation on being a Karen. Okay? Like being a Karen. All right, you ready for this? This is the Runway song. All right, I won't spoil it, but I'll talk about it afterwards. Okay, so there's a lady, this lady right here. I'll set it up because it's kind of hard to see, and I don't want you to miss it. This lady is asking him if he knows how to play the piano, because the first notes of Runway are just like you just hitting the one key at a time. So this is called the Runway effect. Is it Runaway or Runway? All right. So just watch this. Do you know how to play the piano? I don't even know how to play the piano. Because if you don't, then I would like you not to play. That's funny, Kyle. I saw that meme. Kyle said he sent me a picture from inside the rave. So anyway, before I show that, I think I really love this video because it shows how people like just judge like a movie just from like a trailer, right? So this reminds me of when people know me as an actor, but then wonder if I actually know finance, and then I start talking. Oh, you're just an actor. Yeah, no, I love it because like, it's like I saw a lot of people complaining about Supergirl movie because it's like feminist vibes, and I'm like, did you guys watch the first Superman? It's possible that it is a feminist movie, but it's also possible that Supergirl is a rebellious teenager who needs a father figure, and Superman is going to be that father figure. But we don't know because we haven't seen the movie, and I don't want the plot of the whole thing in the movie. So just stop complaining that it might be a feminist narrative before you watch it. Are the chances that it's a feminist narrative very, very high? Yes. Does that mean that it will be a feminist narrative? No. We haven't seen the movie yet. And I think I think they set it up pretty well watching the first Superman, that Superman is going to be a father figure to her. I just think it's pretty clear. I don't feel like it's that hard of a jump. But you can't just listen to the first notes of a song and determine if a guy knows how to play the piano. So, anyway, now that you've seen it, without me stopping it, let's watch it all. I've watched this video 100 times. I do know how to play. Such a beautiful song. So beautiful. I just think it's funny she goes back behind her podium and acted like nothing happened. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like people who think like hip hop is not real music is they just have no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea what they're talking about. All right. I'll show the meme that Kyle sent me. This is from inside Nicolas Maduro's inside of Nicolas Maduro's an exclusive picture caught by 4chan. You know, I was just talking about all the sources that I recently reported and how they're not 4chan green text. And now you're sending me a 4chan green text. But it's funny. So it's worth it. There it is. It is funny. It's a good meme. It's a good meme. I love AI. I love AI. How AI gives us memes. It's the best. You know, that's how you know like something has reached like critical mass and success once people start making memes about it. Like that's what me and Jason always talk about. Is like, how do you know something has like actually become valuable in pop culture? It's like when people are making memes with your IP. Like that's what it is. Let's see. Is there anything new happening? Am I missing anything? Has Emerald asked to be interviewed yet? She has not. maybe I should check my DMs. She is not. I don't know why I expected her to be like, yeah, sure. On the biggest day of the year, based on all the reporting I've been doing, I'll come on your nobody's channel and let you interview me. What is this?
You're locked in, you're loaded in. We're just getting started. Let me remind everyone, we're just getting started.
What is
You're
going
locked
on?
in, you're loaded in. We're just getting
Stop, Dr. Disrespect. Stop linking me this. It's not funny. It is funny every time. It's funny every time. Maduro DJ meme captures internet after U.S. capture. I said oh man, that's funny. Are they is it just a bunch of different versions or is it all the same? I said I think it's all the same. Yeah. It's a good one. It's a good one, internet. I want more. I want to know more about Venezuelan and the Venezuelan invasion. Let's see what the left is saying. Are we DJing right now?
Bienvenidos a Venezuela. Bienvenidos a casa.
Wow. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not even on the screen. I didn't even see the name then. Celebrations because the commies got overthrown. This is awesome too. Is this another photo? What is this? Is that a real photo? Oh wow. Yeah, he ain't going anywhere. Man, that must. Man, imagine being those guys in the military that have to like escort him. That's crazy. That's nuts. I think I saw a tweet and it said something like if you can just overthrow a government because they're communist, what if that happened here in America? And I was like, you mean like New York? I think a lot of people would be really happy about that. Big No Kings party in Venezuela. Chris. That is diabolical. The No Kings protests in Venezuela for sure. Wow, look at that. That's crazy. Can you imagine waking up to that? That'd be nuts. Who's this guy?
La Fuerza Armada Nacional Bolivariano en armas nacional y en perfecto.
I don't know what you said because it's not in English. Oh, he just made it to U.S. soil. Wow. That's crazy. What are they going to do with him? Venezuela refused to supply oil to U.S. companies arbitrarily, so the U.S. sent in the army and arrested the president. Get out of here. Is that a real footage, though? Wow. Anybody know what that thing is? Like right here on the you guys see that? Like what is that? Is that for refueling? I mean, like it's like look how big that is. Look at that. Is that a gun? Adam says it's some kind of radar. It's classified. You know, it's crazy is like I see these photos, I don't even know if the photos are real. I don't even know if that's a real photo. Do you know? Can you tell? Very, very hard to tell. I think the skin's too soft. Yeah, that's not real. That, I don't know. I don't know. It's very hard to tell now. Isn't that crazy? Like we're in the middle of a war and like we're trying to figure out if our photos are real. It's crazy. I guess it's always been the case though, right? It's just now that anybody can make the fake photos, but propaganda's always been a part of it. This photo is real because that's so funny to me. Every time I see that photo, it's so funny because it looks exactly like Dr. Disrespect. I gotta cut my heater off. It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. I'm keeping on all my clothes, so not gonna get me banned. I just got monetized. You know? I just got monetized. You're not going to get me banned. Wesley Dickinson says the arrest of communists is a fulfillment of the ideology of to every man according to his needs, from every man according to his ability. Maduro needed to be imprisoned and no ability to do a thing. Chris says, if you took off your clothes, I wouldn't stick around for that stream. That is, I mean, you wouldn't have to because I'd be banned so fast. What is this? Vice President DC Rodriguez has taken power in Venezuela. She demands the return of Maduro, has ordered all armed forces to fight the United States, and calls the lack of defense at the capital a national embarrassment. Governments around the world are simply shocked that the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela is a victim and target of an attack of this nature, which undoubtedly has a Zionist tinge. Oh, stop making everything about the Jews. Our Father Liberator said, it is in the Jamaica letter, the veil has been torn. We have already seen the light, and they want to drag us back into darkness. The chains have been broken, we have already been free, and our enemies intend to enslave us again. If there is one thing that the Venezuelan people of this country are absolutely clear about, is that we will never again be slaves. All of Venezuela is mobilized in the decree that has already been signed by President Maduro, the only president of Venezuela. There is only one president in this country, and his name is Nicolas Maduro Moros. Okay. That is some cope. That is cope. Have you seen anybody cope so hard? That's funny. That makes me laugh. I'm going to retweet that. And I'm just going to put epic coping. Okay. Someone said, can we do a reverse award ceremony for the Nobel Peace Prize? All right. That is fun. What is this? That's from 15 hours ago. Look at that. Look at those explosions. It's crazy. Trump is a terrorist. All right. Since there's a lot more people in my stream right now, I want to go back to the original topic of this stream because I think it deserves the attention that is due. So there's two threads here from Emerald Robinson. The first one is on January 22nd, 2025. And the second one is on December 5th, 2025. The January 2nd one like spreads out throughout the entire year. It's several hundred threads long, tweets long. And it's just a reporting on Venezuela and election machines. It's insanely rich in detail and thorough. And then you get to this one, which is the most fascinating, and it describes how Trump was gaslit by his own team to believe he was wrong about election fraud until a few weeks before the election in October of 2024, at which point Susan Wiles contacted Elon and asked Elon to verify if everything is true. And so there's three people here, but what I really want to point out is this, that somebody I want to point out the Bitcoin part. But Trump is tired of waiting for these reports. He wants to know if Venezuela really runs elections. The Three Musketeers are Patrick Byrne, Gary Bernstein. Um, where is that part about the Bitcoin? Okay, here it is. So, so the whistleblowers from Venezuela had video meetings with Russ' team and Trump's team to explain technical details of the election fraud. The most important detail, the Dominion IP addresses had been located. All it cost was $15 in Bitcoin from an anonymous Japanese account. She goes into more details on this, I think. But basically, there was an anonymous Japanese account that basically on Twitter, just on social media, just said, hey, I ran the IP logs during election night. I scanned the internet for elections during election night. And so I'll sell all the data for $15 in Bitcoin. So these guys were like, well, let's see if it's legit. And they paid this random anonymous Japanese account $15, and they were able to get the Dominion IP addresses on election night. And so this was verified by Musk. Everything went through the proper channels, and they did basically an elite hacking mission, and they shut down Dominion's IP on election nights. That way, they couldn't damage they couldn't damage the election results. But what's crazy is that guy who got that $15 in Bitcoin literally saved the world. And nobody knows who he is, and he probably doesn't even know that his data saved the world. Hopefully he does now, but he didn't at the time. And it's just crazy. This whole story that she reported on, and she did this all through by interviewing people, key people. Sidney Powell, Rudy Giuliani, all these people are part of her investigation. Patrick Byrne. I think this guy needs a follow for sure. This guy, see if he's reported. This is from 15 months ago, a couple weeks before the election. It's a 12-minute video that walks you through the narrative arc. Well, does anybody know anything about Patrick Byrne? I don't know who he is. Name sounds really familiar though. What's his bio say real quick? Enemy within docuseries. The Republican wing of the Republican Party, the Frederick Douglass Republican. Okay. Check this out.
Hello. The other day, I put up a 46.
By the way, before we start this was October 25th, 2024. This is the Cliff Notes of what he presented, the Cuban-Venezuelan conquest of the United States of America, Cliff Notes version. 2 days ago, I posted a college lecture version of this talk, 46 minutes. Here I present its Cliff Notes. I want the college version notes, but, oh, there it is. Maybe we'll do another stream. Let's see how the Cliff Notes go.
6-minute lecture on the Cuban-Venezuelan conquest of the
All right, guys, buckle in.
I've decided
buckle
to do
in.
a Cliff Notes version. Keep this under 10 minutes. What you are about to learn is the backstory on the dictator of Venezuela, Hugo Chavez, the Bolivarian Revolution that he brought to Venezuela, a counter-revolution and counter-revolution that almost took him out of power in 2002, a failed recall election against him in 2004, how he then tightened his grip and really turned Venezuela into a dictatorship. Along the way, this coincided with a mafia, him leading, basically a mafia took over and became the government of Venezuela. The two best businesses to be in.
I'm just gonna say something really quickly. I believe one of the reasons we failed in getting this information out, actually, let me just, because this is how important this is. One of the reasons, actually the main reasons we failed in getting this information out is because conservatives are terrible storytellers. This is already insanely boring. But understand the information that he presents, if true, is insanely important, world-changing importance, and yet it's presented so incredibly dry that it's not going to reach some sort of critical mass as needed. So again, Patrick Burns, if you're out there and you actually, he has a documentary, I haven't seen it. Maybe we'll watch that. Maybe the storytelling's more powerful and just didn't have marketing. I don't know. But there needs to be some incredible storytelling. And I'd be willing to help with that. So Kev Collins says, yeah, facts can be boring. Fiction is more creative. It's correct. Facts can be boring, but facts can be presented creatively. It doesn't have to be presented dry and without the importance that it is. Like there's like a good documentary is as truthful as it is entertaining. Like there's not a separation. Like something can be truthful and entertaining at the same time. Like that's not a. It should be. The left is really good at lying and being entertaining. But imagine if we as conservatives were truthful and equally entertaining. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to do propaganda, do it well. That's all I'm saying. It's not too hard. And by propaganda, it's truthful propaganda, but still, you know what I mean. You get it.
Which are oil and elections. And lastly, who are the people behind this whole story? Okay, here's a picture of me down in Venezuela from the official Instagram page of the Venezuelan government. You can check it out yourself. I've got some familiarity with this situation. Here's the young army officer Hugo Chavez in the 1970s. He rose and by the early 90s had become a colonel.
Did it just go out?
For now.
Yeah, that's okay. That was not that was not boring facts. That was terrible editing. Okay? That was you see what I'm saying? Like this is world-changing information. It needs to be handled carefully.
For now, we've been stopped, but he was sent to prison, he and his men. He spent 2 years there. In 92, he got out of prison, and in 98, campaigned for president as a man of the people, and he won. His early rule was a Bolivarian strongmanism, and that's what Bolivarian politics is, sort of Yankee go home. Simón Bolívar was the guy who led the revolution and drove the Spanish out of northern South America. And it's associated with strongman, demagogic politics, along with Yankee go home, and the government's going to run everything. And he initially did make some good programs for the poor, but he got in afoul of the Constitution, like all strongmen. The Constitution bound him in ways he didn't like. So,
do you guys understand my point yet? It's not about facts. It's not about we shouldn't have to suffer through facts. Like this is world-changing information he's hopefully going to be presenting. But most people aren't going to watch through this, especially when your algorithms only promote and share stuff in which the watch time is valued. So imagine you're yeah, Eric, can I link this? I don't know if I can link in the chat. Let me see if I can link in the chat. I don't know if that accepted it. I'm a mod, so I should be able to share links. Hopefully that worked for you. If not, I'm bookmarking it, and you can DM me on DM me on X, and I'll send it again. But it looks like it came up at least.
So he overwrote it, and there was a middle-class revolt against him, a counter-revolution in 2002 that was initially successful. They took the presidential palace, and a group of soldiers.
It's a bad PowerPoint. It's a bad PowerPoint. It's a bad loom. It's
came to power promising to hold free elections and restore the Constitution. The Catholic Church got involved and drove a mass revolt.
All right, sorry, let me just put this into perspective. What he's talking about is how Venezuela has overthrown multiple governments by installing fake election machines in 70 countries over the past 20 years. Big deal. World-changing, Nick Shirley level importance. Bigger than the daycare centers. Okay? Imagine for a moment the gravitas and importance of that message. Let's apply it to another message. Let's say I know that a child has been kidnapped and is in someone's house. And I presented it to you like this. Right? That's not how you do it. You go, hey, there's a child. She's been kidnapped. Lots of bad things are happening. It's at that house. Call the police right now. Urgency. That's not like purposely trying to be entertaining, but you become entertaining to capture someone's attention. You want to capture attention because the information you have is very important. This is maddening. This is why conservatives are terrible propagandists. This is why. Am I an idiot? Spam the chat if I'm right. Spam the chat if you agree with me. Emojis in the chat. I don't know.
Against them. After 47 hours, they let Hugo Chavez go with a promise that he was going to behave. Instead, once he got back in power, he tortured to death everyone who'd been involved. And he turned, a referendum got started against him in 2003 and 4. He was only polling at 30 or 35%. It looked clear he was going to lose on the question of do Venezuelans recall Hugo Chavez. When they held the referendum in 2004, he got 158% of the vote. Said that even though in the polls only 30 to 35% supported him. Seems odd. We'll come back to that. So that this democratic stuff didn't bother him again. He really turned to Fidel Castro, who was the dictator of Cuba, who was really his father figure. And Fidel taught him how to really implement dictatorship and hold on to power. Such that by 2012, even Human Rights Watch, which is generally just more critical of the right than the left, they were, by 2012, denouncing his authoritarianism. Now, along the way, this mafia, the Venezuelan government really became a mafia called the Cartel de los Soles, Cartel of the Suns. That is a reference to, in Venezuela, well, in most nations, the generals have stars on their shoulders, but in Venezuela, they have suns, like a 5-sun general. And the Cartel of the Suns refers to the leaders of the mafia, the capos, are in fact the generalissimos of the military in Venezuela. The government is the mafia and the mafia is the government. The DOJ has mapped this out beautifully. There's org charts you can find online of the mafia/government of Venezuela. Two names to which I want to draw attention: Tariq al-Azimi.
Is there a $15 million reward on Maduro? I really hope one of the soldiers gets that $15 million reward. Whoever was the one that put the handcuffs on him. That's the guy.
Former vice president, Shia from Lebanon, and he brings in Hezbollah. Shia, Hezbollah, Iranian influence. Iran and Hezbollah have integrated into the Venezuelan government. Another name is Diosdado Cabello, who's currently the head of the National Parliament. And he was a close friend of Fidel's. Another name to know is Jorge Rodriguez, who's like the Dr. Evil. He's the thinker, the grand master of these schemes I'm talking about. His sister is currently the vice president. What this mafia did when it took power was it seized two power bases. One was PDVSA, which is the oil company of Venezuela. They've looted somewhere between $2 trillion and $4 trillion as their own people start.
Yeah, you guys tag Patrick Burns on X and say that I'm King Ginger wants to interview you about this. I want to bring some energy to this information. I want to present the facts in an entertaining way. Somebody please. Clip this. Patrick Burns, I want to present this information in a way that is entertaining, and because it's very important it gets out. I want to interview him. So Patrick, if you're listening, please let me interview you on this. I want to ask you questions. I believe you. I'm not against you. I think this is important, but I will have 2 Red Bulls before I interview you, and it'll be a good time.
And there's cannibalism. How do you keep, if you're looting trillions of dollars, you want to make sure you're not going to get voted out of power. You got to take over the election commission. So they took over the CNE, which is the National Election Commission Council of Venezuela. Now,
by the way, I see we got a good amount of people watching on Kick. Thank you guys for watching me on Kick, and also thank you for watching me on YouTube. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, share, do all those things. I'm going to be streaming a lot more now, so continue to do so. Thank you guys for following me. It's amazing. It's amazing that we have as many people as we do now. Like currently, it's crazy. So thank you.
In 2000, 3 young software engineers were...
I also apologize for the complete low level of energy of this conversation. Night, Adam. Thank you for joining every stream, Adam. You're the OG. But yeah, see, see, this one's exactly what I'm talking about. I got CC Groves that said later, and Adam Malden who said good night, all because I started this video. What do you want me to do, guys? What do you want? Look, listen. Okay, stop. Okay, stop. Well, look, Patrick. Well, this needs to be presented well. It needs to be presented with energy and in an entertaining way. I know you have a documentary. I'm sure you do. You know what? Let's watch the trailer. Let's watch the trailer for the documentary. Let's do that. It's a documentary. The Enemy Within. I don't want to watch it on stream, but I want to play the trailer. Let's go. Can we get the trailer up? Is there a trailer? Here we go. Can you guys see this?
My name is Patrick Byrne, domestic extremist threat number 1. Or not. Perhaps I'm just somebody who's willing to say the emperor has no clothes. You can decide for yourself.
It is. Great start.
Patrick Byrne. They're following everything that you've been working on.
Yes, sir. Understood. You may know of me as the CEO of this $2 billion e-commerce company, but really, I have this other life.
You have an unusual relationship with the United States government? Sir.
Oh, he's the CEO of Overstock? Well, see, that's helpful information.
Why are you bringing this up?
The FBI needed me to set up a bribe.
We can't have agents running around creating crimes.
You know, it would violate too many rules for us to do it, but if you're willing to go do it, we'll look the other way.
Hello, my name is Maria Putina.
Then I would make it happen. Instead of being happy, they say,
just let it play. All right.
What?
Let it play?
Now, I know this may look like the...
Okay, hold on. Here we go, people. Here we go. This looks great. This looks great. I take it back. Why have I not heard of this before? That's the second. Why have I? Well, I'm sure there's lots of reasons I haven't heard about this before. It's only available on Rumble. Do you go to Rumble for movies? I don't go to Rumble for movies. I love this fourth wall breaking documentary style. Just let's go. Okay, Patrick. You won me back. You won me back.
Scene from All the President's Men. But where do you think that stuff comes from? These things happen.
What you think you know.
I was encouraged to have a relationship.
What you think you are.
And it's heated up.
I'm going to meet the Trumps.
I was starting to realize the feds were using Maria to smudge up the Republican Party. And they were using me to use Maria. And
And this truth is going to be so explosive.
Erase every moment from your memory.
Whoa. If you do this long enough, you begin to feel like an enemy of your own country. They're going to arrest this Russian.
Yeah, nobody was directing and producing a slideshow. That is for sure.
Grad student, so they could say, no, there is an actual Russian at the center of our Russian collusion drama. A civilization all begins with the rule of law. And once that gets corrupted...
All right, I take it back. I take it back. I take it back.
It's like my worst fears
You
just
got me,
realized.
Patrick. I'm in.
I don't know, maybe
I'm
I'm
in.
just being sensitive.
Okay. 3 episodes. Where? It's on YouTube TV? Wait, this is coming soon to YouTube TV. Wait, streaming now? It's streaming now on Prime Video? Okay, you gotta buy it. Oh. This came out in February. Okay, hold on. Look at this. There's only 5 reviews of this. Hey, Patrick. Can we put this on Laura? I mean, come on. The fact that nobody knows about this is insane. Patrick Burns rose to the height of the financial success of the founder of Overstock and was once heralded as a Wall Street prophet. However, in 2019, Burns seemingly slipped into madness, stepping down from his multi-billion-dollar company, claiming to be a covert government asset trapped in the deadly game of political espionage. So maybe he's crazy. Maybe he's not to be trusted. I don't know. Haven't seen the documentary yet. Makes sense, though. If anything was going to be suppressed, it would be something like this. I'm in, though. Okay, you guys got me. Details. Director Matthew Thayer. What has he done? Where's his IMDb? The Trump I Know selection code in Top Gear 2002. Is this the right Matthew Thayer? Well, it was also done by Joy Thayer, which I believe is his wife. Producer of the Trump I Know. So it must be, but it's not even listed on his IMDb. Top Gear. Unplanned. Producer for Unplanned and I Can Only Imagine. Okay. The Enemy Within. There it is. Was it on? Was it on his IMDb? I just missed it. Oh yeah, there it is. An 8.0 TV miniseries. How many reviews? 15. This is what I'm talking about when I say conservatives. We have good stories. We just have very poor distribution. It's on Tubi for free? Thank you, Kyle. I'll be watching this. Kev Colley, thanks for the subscription. Thanks for subscribing to YouTube. That was 7 minutes ago. I just got that alert, by the way. Sorry about that. Let's see. Only doing the music and the cheering for the paid subscriptions. I'll blow my voice out if I did it for everyone. So, okay. Well, Patrick, how can I help you get this out there all the more? How can I help? So, okay, so let's look at that. And then we go back to this.
Even what this mafia did when it took power was it seized two power.
I get it.
And recently,
here we go. The founders of Smartmatic. This is what I wanted to get to.
In 2000, 3 young software engineers were sent from Venezuela to Florida to form a company called Smartmatic. One of them had an affair with one of the mafiosis. He got killed, and recently there's been a DOJ indictment against one of the other fellows. But the important thing is there they were in Boca Raton, Florida. In 2000, they filed a Delaware company in April called Smartmatic. And the mission was to build computer election systems that could be rigged. They started off, they found a company in Italy, Olivetti, who used to make typewriters, but by 2003 was making lottery terminals. And they realized, quite intelligently, that a national lottery system, which has terminals in 5,000 little stores and all tied together to a national lottery computer, could all be mapped onto, let's have 5,000 computers in every precinct, and people will vote on them, and they're all tied to a national election system. And that was Olivetti. So they took Olivetti's system, they brought it back to Venezuela, and that's how Hugo Chavez, well, being an Italian lottery system, one can suspect it had a back door built in it, and they used that back door to rig his
Of course it did.
referendum in 2004, and that's
of
how
course
it
it did.
50% support, got 58% of the vote. Why should you care? Well, Smartmatic went on and bought an American company called Sequoia, and which made election equipment, and put their software in.
What's the date on this? See, this is 2006. Diebold struggles to bounce back from controversy surrounding its voting machine.
There was a company called Diebold, had an election systems hardware manufacturer. Smartmatic got their software integrated into all of this. And so that just as when you buy a laptop, be it HP, Dell, or Lenovo, inside, it's all Microsoft operating system. Similarly, when you buy election equipment, whether it be any of the 3 main brands, Dominion, Hart, or ES&S, inside it's all Smartmatic. It's the Smartmatic software and the hardware that's been integrated from Diebold, and it's the guts of all these systems. And remember, Smartmatic is just the commercial front of the Venezuelan Election Commission, which is really under the thumb of dictators like Fidel Castro, Hugo Chavez, the Venezuelan mafia. And
this is not this is not rocket science, people.
And the grand chess
this is not
player,
rocket science.
Rodriguez. Put that differently, the dictator of Venezuela and along with Fidel Castro and the mafia and Jorge Rodriguez, they, besides seizing the oil company of Venezuela, seized the election commission, which created a commercial front, which came into the U.S. and got its software and hardware implemented and became the guts of all the major election systems on the market today.
How did we let this happen? How did we let this happen, chat? This is such a big L. Like, this is such a big L. And this was back in 2006. CNN was reporting about this very thing. I think they were worried that it was going to be, they were worried it was going to be used probably because that's what got George W. Bush elected again, right? So they're reporting on this and saying they're using these election machines to overthrow and install people into power, and that's how George Bush got elected and beat Al Gore.
And lastly, behind them, they assemble in a factory in Taiwan components that come 60 miles from mainland China, which means it's under the thumb of Xi Jinping. And so that the payments are hidden from the American government. They lied to the American government about their supply chain, and there's Iran, the mullahs of Iran.
Did they even have to lie, though? Like, did they even have to lie?
To have a transfer pricing mechanism that allow money this to be done in a way that doesn't show up in the banking system. Here's the Jorge threatening the nations that of not to criticize the Venezuela election. If you want to see this video.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let's turn the volume down on this. I'll narrate.
The Venezuela election, if you want to see this video.
I'm thinking of sending a letter to the U.S. government to send me the voting records of the 20 that Trump said there was a fraud. To send the voting records to Venezuela. We want to see them. Do you know what the answer will be? For example, Chicago's response, because there are moreover elections are by each state decides how to conduct its elections. Chicago's response is going to be there is no voting records because they do not print voting records. People go and vote in a machine and that vote goes away. You don't know where and whether it's 4 200 you deal with it. I feel like writing a letter to the president of Chile to send me the voting records of the Chilean elections. That groveling Boric, I want the groveling Boric. Lift his head and send me the voting records. I would like to request the voting records of the Peruvian elections. Who chose Aldima Porlet, president of Peru, did not participate in elections. Some of the text is cut off. It's terrible. She usurped the office of the president of the republic and did not participate in the elections. Or the voting records in Europe. Or the voting records of Colombia, or the voting records of Brazil.
So here's the punchline. Over the last 20 years or so, the Venezuelan mafia, with the assistance, direction, and funding from China and Iran, has been rigging elections at various levels.
I agree, Jesus is King. This is the content we want. Yeah, Eric Peterson says, just like the enrollment and employment records were stolen from the crazy Minnesota daycare, the Leering Center.
And prosecutors and government.
Hey, I just got a super chat for $1.99! I just got a super chat for $1.99! Let's go! Let's go! Where's my music? Where's my music? Where's my music? Play. Play my music. Oh no. Here we go. Super chat for $1.99. Yeah. Yeah. I'm on my life. I'm on my life. Thanks, guys. It's awesome. It's awesome. I can't believe I got a $1.99 super chat. What's the super chat say? Well, what's the super chat say? It doesn't tell me what the super chat was. Hold on. I'll find it. Give me a second. Oh, it didn't say anything. It was just $1.99. Woo! All right, thanks. Can't believe I made $1.99 playing this boring video. It's incredible. Thank you so much, Jesus is King, for that. Let's force our way through. I think we don't have much more to go.
Governors and congressmen and senators and presidents in 72 nations.
So over the last 20 years, the Venezuelan mafia, with assistance and directions and funds from China and Iran, have rigged election at various levels in 72 nations across Asia, Africa, Europe, and the Americas.
Africa, Europe, and the Americas. All the elections are getting rigged, and they've been working from the bottom up.
Adam said $1.99 is more than this video made on its own. It's probably true.
Years. So what you've learned is the backstory on Hugo Chavez of Venezuela. You've learned the nature of his Bolivarian revolution, the counter-revolution and counter-revolution that failed, the failed recall election against him, how he turned Venezuela into dictatorship. All this coincided with the mafia taking over Venezuelan government The DOJ.
Okay.
Let's save time. I take responsibility for all that had to be done to get to the bottom of this.
Okay. All right. So, don't know much about Patrick Byrne other than he's the CEO of Overstock. He says he was a federal asset. No way to know. But look, if you're a billionaire owner of a company, the feds are there. So it's pretty reasonable, I think, to conclude that a lot of what he says is true. But I think the reporting of Emerald Robinson, which we've been talking about a majority of the stream, kind of is super critical and important to everything. So yeah. So Patrick Byrne, I'm gonna retweet this from Patrick Byrne. Hey, Patrick Byrne, I would love to interview you about this on my live stream. Incredible work and investigation. Let's bring it to the live chat. Let's bring the truth to the live chat. All right. There we go. You just got to ask, you know? You know, you just got to ask. So, man, that's awesome. Yeah, a lot of stuff happening in Venezuela, man. I like this is not just a willy-nilly we're seizing control of a government. This is a government that has used its power and its resources to bring a lot of damage to our country and 72 other countries over the past several years. So look at this. Look at this. They got Twitter up. They got Twitter up while they're doing this report. It's awesome. Just an entire screen for 3 tabs during a military operation. I love Pete Hegseth. He's incredible. Oh, look at that. Look at that. The man. The man. I wonder the weight. You guys ever thought about the weight of like the weight of that must be on your shoulders when you become Secretary of War and you know that you're going to do stuff that's going to kill people? It must be insane. I think about that a lot. Like they're sitting in that room. They're sitting in this room and they're waiting for reports that they have successfully killed people. It's not easy. It can't be easy for anybody. But I'm glad Pete Hegseth is the one that's there doing it. That's for sure. Anything else? Has there been any updates? Why is Alberta trending? Why? Canadian trade policy just suffered a massive loss. The one thing the USA really needed from Canada was their oil from Alberta. We import about 4 million BPD of oil from Canada. That oil is mostly landlocked and most can't be exported to China. Now Venezuela heavy oil will flow to the US. 1 million BPD now, no longer going to China, and it can easily grow to 2 million BPD in the coming years. So American exports help Venezuela rebuild their infrastructure for oil exports. Canadian oil exports just lost any pricing power they might have expected. Yeah, you know, it's true. I heard though that the Venezuelan oil is not really that great. I mean, maybe capitalism will help increase its quality. So that's all based on Venezuela export data to be determined, though. Okay, I don't know. I'm just reading what's trending on X. Tehran. What's Tehran say? Are they mad? I guess there's an Iranian revolution. The Iranian anti-regime protesters have taken control of the streets in the Hafez area of northeastern Tehran. They are chanting, "It's the final battle. Pahlavi will return. Long live the Shah." Wow. I think the Iranians are like, hey man, if Venezuela could be free, so can we. There's more freedom to go around these streets. Trump is on our side. Is that what they're chanting? Cool. Iranian women are removing their veils in the heart of Tehran, rebelling against the Islamic moral police. Cool. Qatar expresses deep concern over developments in Venezuela. I bet they do. Now we're going to have to rely on fair elections. now we're going to have to rely on fair elections to instill our leaders. Oh man. This has been great, chat. This has been a great time. I really enjoyed this. Thank you so much for the joining and becoming a paid member. Thank you for that. It's incredible. Thank you for the super chat. That's incredible. Really appreciate that as well. I don't know if there's anything more to say. I think we wait on Patrick Byrne. See if he's up for an interview. And then let's wait on Emerald. She's not gonna talk to me. She's not gonna talk to me. Oracle says, thanks, I can never connect at the right time, huh? One of these days. Yeah, man, I'll stay on. I don't have anything to do. I just don't know what else to talk about. I just don't want to bore people. You know? Like, what else is there to say? We've been going 2.5 hours talking about the connections between Venezuela, the CIA, deep state, the drug cartels, and election machines. And I think we've pretty demonstrably proven the case with facts that everything is connected. The head of the deep state is in Venezuela, and the deep state was overthrown today. A big part of it, anyway, was overthrown today. So you're just cooking pigs in a blanket. No big deal. Plenty of X scrolling for me today. Yeah, man, me too. I was like up all night just scrolling. So, oh, Oracle said they read you read the thread you referenced too. All like 100 subtweets too. Okay, Oracles, since you read it, and I'm not the only one that read it, is it crazy or is it well documented and verifiable? Like, am I crazy? Because I'll take it all back. I'll take it all back. It's tough to figure out. It's documented. It is documented. That's what, see, that's just long and hard to follow. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. So you have to like read the documentation that goes with it. So it's not like one thread where you just read the tweet. You have to like read the articles that she links as sources for her claims, you know? So like that's like it took me a while to go through all that. And I probably forgot like 90% of it. Yeah, you need a day to digest it. Yeah, I'm telling you. So yeah, she shared that she started that in January, the day after the inauguration. And she's just continued to add data to that thread over the course of this year. It's pretty incredible. You got Rushdoony's Institutes in front of you already? That's like a whole nother project. Yeah. That's an important one. Yeah. Focus on that one. All right. Well, I think I'm going to call this a wrap for today. I haven't watched the finale to Stranger Things yet, and I feel like I at least owe it. You know? I at least owe it. And so I'll do that. Just checking my replies to make sure Patrick Byrne hasn't been like, I'm gonna do it. Like he would. How many followers does Patrick Byrne have, by the way? 426. Yeah, he's gonna be like, who the heck is this guy? Oh, Adam, you said it's a frame per frame copy of Attack on Titan. Oh man, they got lazy with it, right? Like they got $200 million for a season and was like, how can we just save as much money as possible? After I watch it, I'll go and look online for the frame by frame syncs for Attack on Titan. So let's see. I want to see if Patrick Burns. Let's see. What is this? Oh, this is from. Oh, look at this. This is cool. Patrick just shared this from Emerald. People keep asking me about the anonymous Japanese blogger who helped to save the 2024 election by collecting Dominion IP's addresses and asking for a $15 donation in return. That's right, one Japanese anon saved America. Hello, sir. We need your help on investigation. We're doing a Dominion voting systems in Huawei in Hong Kong. That's why I don't have a Huawei phone, by the way. I don't care how good the Huawei phone is. And then he just shared it. Mega. There's the link. 2020 United States presidential election, Japanese and English, support and download. And he just sent it. That's crazy. That guy saved the world. That's insane. Our greatest allies. When this is all over, we need to have President Trump fly him to the White House and give him the Presidential Medal of Freedom. They can find him. The Anon. That's awesome. gonna retweet this. One Anon account from Japan saved the world. All right. All right, guys. Orange Man bad, Eves. Yeah, he's so bad. Orange Man is so bad. He's so bad. Man, Eves, if you were here for the whole 2.5 hours, you probably wouldn't think that anymore. Oh, you're gonna go watch that doc now? I know. I think me and my wife are probably gonna watch it tonight too. It looks so good. Actually, I gotta let Jason Farley know about that documentary. For sure, 100%. Yeah, I like how we got the one Orange Man bad comment. Oh, he could be joking. I don't know who Ease is. He might be joking. I don't think anybody uses Orange Man bad anymore. No, that's liberals don't say Orange Man bad. Right? Yeah, you're not a liberal. Is Elon saying anything about the election? Like in terms of the I don't think so. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to go head out again. Thank you guys for the super chats. Thank you for subscribing and being a paid member on YouTube. Thank you for everybody that watched me on Kick and participated. You make this really fun. It's I really enjoy this. It's a lot of fun. And so please be sure to tell your friends to follow my streams and join them and help me grow. I'd really like to grow this in 2026. That's my New Year's resolution. So subscribe to the channel, whether you're watching on Kick, follow on Kick, become a paid member on Kick. I might do some members only streams. I don't know, maybe. And for sure follow me on Kick. If you're on YouTube, hop over to Kick. It pays better. Kick pays better, 95%. And so, yeah, really appreciate everything. Really thankful for you guys joining. And yeah, just spread the word about it. Feel free to clip it. If there's anything on here you thought was funny and you just want to reshare on your own channels, please feel free to do that. And help spread the word about my stream. All right, but until then, I will see you guys later.